don't know. I'm gonna have to watch it on replay. It meant a lot. I can't tell you a whole lot of what happened, and because you're sitting out there and it's extremely surreal.
When you were growing up in Georgia, 20 years ago, did you ever dream that you would have a career like you had?
I mean, we all dream, and everybody that plays baseball has their days in the yard where they're getting a hit in the bottom of the ninth, the bases loaded and 2 outs, and yeah, it was always a dream. I played other sports and had dreams with those too, and to be blessed to be able to be at the right place at the right time and things fall in the way they are, I'm very thankful.
What will you most remember about your years in Boston?
I mean, it's obviously the 2 championships, but it's leading to the 2 championships too. It's what every player that played before that for 85 years it had to deal with, and the piano and how big that piano got over time to be able to overcome that and to continue to work towards ultimately building a championship. Those are huge, and walking away and looking back and going, I know that I can be most proud of that. I left what, it may not have always been statistically the best, but I left what I had, and I can look myself in the mirror and be proud of what I did.
How tough was it to leave this year?
Very tough. But I was faced with a situation where it wasn't worth the value of going somewhere else compared to the value of what it meant to start and finish my career with one team.
Does anything pull at your heartstrings when you put that jersey on? The sea, the Red Sox, the 100 years on your right shoulder. Anything pull at your heartstrings?
I think the field. You're out there, you're on the field, and that pulls at you. There's an energy in this ballpark. There's an energy amongst the fans. We were here the other night, how electric this place got, late in that game when it's a 1-run game, and, and Cody hits the 3-run homer. I was involved with it in a different way of, had all the kids there didn't really understand rally, got their hats on backwards, hats turned inside out, and all of a sudden Cody hits a 3-run homer, and they really buy in and enjoy the purity and the funness that a game and the electricity that can be involved in a place like this.
Do you yell at the girls when you're watching the game?
What's that?
You yell at the girls while you're watching the game? Are you that intense with them as you were as a player?
Absolutely not. My 12-year-old asked me more questions than I can actually answer. Yep. She needs to be a GM.
Was it tough to keep it together with the girls with what they said tonight?
All today was.
Yeah.
I didn't keep it together all afternoon. I was a wreck. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know anything that was going on. I wanted to be able to say thanks to. I had the ability in spring training when I retired to say thanks to what got me there and what kept me there and allowed me to have a extremely fruitful career is the fans and this fan base, which reflected the way I played as to what they demanded, and I couldn't figure out the words to simply express that, and it was hard. And I spent most of today sitting there worried about what I'm going to say opposed to what went on.
What's your thoughts on this year's Red Sox team, especially Beckett and Mr. Lester?
I think this is a good Red Sox team. They've faced a lot. They faced a lot of adversity, missing a lot of pieces, parts throughout everything. They pitch well. They have the ability to do what they did the other night. They stayed in the game pitching and can win a game late. They're going to have plenty of offense, especially when David gets back. And it's a good team. And I'm just a believer that they need Red Sox Nation to get behind them. Quit looking at the faults. What hasn't happened, and they have a chance not only at a wild card, but they're still 8.5, 9 out. There's a lot of baseball left. They make a difference and have made a difference, both positively and negatively, and they gear that towards the positive side. It can propel this team because it's a good team.